All right, we're back. Great topics coming up here, guys. And I know this one is said, especially around the first week of April. It's Masters time. Can Tiger Woods win? He's won already 3 PGA Tour events this year alone. What Masters total from last year all together? He's looking very good. You guys, I'm going to ask you, would you take Tiger or the field come Thursday?
Tiger, no question. He's come out and said that he should have 6 or 7 green jackets, but it's just come down to putting. He's putting better than ever right now with the little lesson that Steve Stricker gave him. A little one-sided here because I'm a pretty big Tiger fan, but no, I'd definitely take Tiger in this situation.
I take the field. You know, golf needs him to win a major. Golf needs him to be the #1 guy out there every weekend for the game to move forward, the game to bring in that big money sponsorship that PGA needs. But to say that he's better than everybody else that's on the field, that's a long shot. I love the way he played in the last tournament and won, and yeah, his short game is phenomenal and his putting is tremendous. But at the same time, there's a lot of great golfers out there.
Who would you take? Now, I know you said you'll take Tiger, but if outside from Tiger Woods, is there a dark horse that could emerge and be a serious contender come Sunday?
Fields are so deep now. It's hard picking a dark horse, but probably I'm going to go with like a person like Westwood, 2 top 3s in the last 3 years. He hasn't won a major yet though, so that's why I would say he's a dark horse. But he seems to play well at Augusta, and moving to the States this year, he's getting a lot more playing time on courses similar to Augusta, and he's hungry for a major, so I'm going to take Westwood.
Well, Rory, you never know. The way everybody's kind of dismissed him almost for the fact that he has struggled. Maybe this is a week that he goes down in Georgia and all of a sudden emerges again out of the woods, and it'd be kind of interesting.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But it'd be interesting to see how Rory responds this week, because this could be his big showcase to show that, hey, I'm back.
He looked good last week.
Yeah, that's very true. It's been 10 years since Mike Weir has won the Masters. I know he's battling through a few injuries now. It'll be determined yet if he'll compete by Thursday. I think that's when he'll officially say if he can go or not. Do you guys see Mike Weir actually participating? And if he does, can he play well enough to at least stay on the tour? And I guess we'd start off with you.
He's got to be careful because he's on an exemption this year that if he misses time for an injury, he doesn't get to make it up next year. So if he goes out because it's the Masters and you want to play, if he goes out and it re-aggravates that rib or another injury, he's not going to get to make that up, and he's fighting for his card. So is he going to contend? No chance. It's Mike Weir at the Masters. That ship's come, sailed. He's getting old, and he's got to realize that he's focusing on getting his card for next year and not necessarily in the Masters anymore.
Yeah, I think the sunset's setting on his career, unfortunately. The injuries and everything. Did tremendous things for golf in Canada and winning that green jacket. I still remember that day, but I think Mike's days in golf and being a contender at any tournament is going to pretty well behind him.
You said Weir's career is kind of on the dusk, the sunset. Can't say that so much about Erik Karlsson's season. At first, it was like that, especially with the gruesome injury that happened to him. Incidental, but of course, Eugene Melnick, the GM of the Senators, will think otherwise with the CSI forensic team. That's neither here nor there. But I do want to get to Karlsson. Back skating, there was some viz on him, just on the ice. Looking pretty good. Looked like he could skate well, and I think this is a good omen for the Ottawa Senators. Do you guys see him coming back even before the end of the regular season, or is that too soon?
I think that's too soon. He's out. He's just in his next stage of rehab here. Like, he's out there and he's looking good on the ice, but he wasn't even in equipment. He's got the lower body equipment on, but he's just in a sweater out there. Good to see him skating though. That's a pretty terrible injuy.
It's got to be impressive for you guys, right?
Oh,
considering what he had to go through, the tendon. I don't even want to think about it. That's just too gross. But yeah, it's to me that the fact that he's skating within the last the month, or 2 months he's been out or whatever it may be.
The 10 games left in the season, I think it's kind of pushing him to be back before the end of the regular season. Maybe even pushing him back to be back for the first round of the playoffs. But you're going to see him. I think you're going to see him before the season is done, whether it be in the postseason or not. I think more than anything, Ottawa didn't really make a lot of big moves at the trading deadline because they knew they had guys sitting in the wings that eventually they're going to be back in the lineup and healthy. And it's going to be amazing what Ottawa's done without those guys in the lineup and what they're going to do when they're back in the lineup.
And the addition of Corey Conacher is going to really add for the scoring. Hey, I do want to get to this quickly. NHL players in Sochi in Russia in 2014. Gary Bettman, a stubborn man like you wouldn't believe, keeping Phoenix, for example, in Phoenix, which I don't think they should be, but that's neither here nor there. Guys, will you see NHL players participate in the 2014 Olympics?
Yeah, everybody wants to see the best versus the best. Even Harper's coming out and saying, let them play in Sochi. But you want to see everybody at their best at the Olympics on the stage. The amateur thing is so years past that I think we see NHL players there.
Yeah, it'd be nice when we return. We haven't had that kind of hockey international spotlight in Russia since 1972 when Paul Henderson scored that goal. But if you look at it, the things that they're fighting about is the insurance, which is always something that's on the minds of the owners and the NHLPA. And the other thing is charter flights and how they're going to fly them over to Russia. You think it's a little petty thing, but to them, at least to Gary Bettman, it seems to be a big issue.
And, I guess that's one of the things that's kind of been that roadblock, right? It's the insurance. Who takes care of this? The AHF, the NHL. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But let's be honest, we all want the NHL players to participate in Sochi. And I'm kind of excited. And Alex Ovechkin's going to be there, guys.
Yeah.
All right. When we return, we're going to have Over Under next. Stay tuned.